team. Let me pause that. Florida, both the bets cashed. I'm not a betting man. Personally, it's just not for me, but hey, if you want betting advice, ZVJ Media, we got you. But yeah, Florida took this one, covered. Walter Clayton Jr. I feel as if in a lot of years, he and Janai Broome, who didn't have his best game tonight, but he was very obviously banged up. So many people throughout, like analysts and the like people that I really respect. So don't get it twisted. But they were like, oh, Janai Broome, he's not hurt at all. He's very much healthy. And the reality is that he wasn't. He was moving gingerly throughout the whole entire tournament, throughout the whole back half of the year. So he's a warrior for that. And he still put up a good game, 15-7. He's still a warrior. So, but Janai Broome was a little banged up. Let's cut the BS and admit that. Baker Mazzara actually was really good. If you would have told me Florida wins, I would assume that Baker Mazzara stunk. But he played really well. I really liked it. His play. The 25-year-old does have another year, so maybe we'll see him next year. But a lot of guys playing their final game in a Auburn uniform. The bench didn't really provide much. Chaney Johnson is a tough guy who plays tough. Hope to see him next year. 6 points there. Todd Pettiford, you'd probably hope as an Auburn fan you got a little more from him. 7 points. He's a guy that can really light up the floor, as seen in the Michigan game where he just went crazy. But he was not the best guard on the floor, nor was Denver Jones, nor was Miles Kelly. They could not stop Walter Clayton Jr. His story is amazing, like going from a football player to Iona. Like, maybe moral of the story is that if Rick Pitino sees something in you, you probably got something in you. And Walter Clayton Jr., I don't really care what the experts say, like the mock draft guys. Maybe there's just ignorance, but first rounder, I don't see anything in his game that wouldn't really translate much to the pros. I mean, he was doing it all. He was obviously, the 3-pointers are crazy. I really wish I could show clips, but the step back 3 that he hit, where he just took the side step in the corner and just let it fly, was insane. It seems like every time he shoots a contested 3, it's going in. It's insane. He's incredible. Getting downhill as well. He got a lot of buckets where he would just drive right past the Auburn defense, which is really, really good. They have really, really good perimeter defenders, but they were just getting worked tonight by Walter Clayton. And then when he steps up at the free throw line, he's 86%, but he might as well just be 100%. He's just hitting everyone. Just a great job by Todd Golden. Auburn had him in the first half, not going to lie. But then Florida just came out and immediately cut that deficit. We'll see more in the game flow. Condon didn't play great, fouled out 1 point, but I thought he did an adequate enough job on Broome. Kind of same with Chinyelu. Chinyelu, I will say, though, that offensive board to seal the game was great. Those are the plays that win championships. And he made it coming off the bench and doing that. Richard was not very good. He had some moments, but props to him as a leader of this team for sticking with it, even though he didn't have his best night. Elijah Martin also was a little concerned down the stretch because, handles aren't really his game. He's not really a guy that you want handling the ball in a full court press. He was kind of wild. But boy, he had some of the plays in the first half and even the second half that got me out of my seat. The dunk where he just dunked on that one dude, that might have been one of the greatest dunks I've ever seen the Alamo Dome exploded. And I exploded too. Whoa. But 17 points. He did a great job. First player ever to start for 2 separate teams in the Final Four. His experience paid off. I still don't know. I'm still getting this names. Hauk. Hauk was great. A little bit of the free throw struggles at the end, but he had that and one that kind of semi-sealed the game. He boarded up really well. Was really good in the press. Played really good defense too. Like there were a couple calls where they just got hosed. Like that block that he had. I wish I could roll the clip, but the block that he had. I don't know who it was on. I believe it was Baker Mazzara. That was the cleanest block ever. And they just whistled him for it. Aberdeen didn't play his best either, but he's a good player. Henlockton's a very good 7-footer, bring off the bench. This Florida team is legit. All 4 of these teams are national championship worthy, I think. I think Florida, Duke, and Houston are the 3 best. And I think that kind of showed. But Auburn's definitely up there as well. In any other year, this team, maybe not with the UConn team last year because they were also a juggernaut, but all 4 of these teams, in my opinion, would maul the 2023 UConn team. Let me know if you agree with that. But that's just a look at the box score. Coaching matchup was great. And all 4 of these, Kelvin Sampson. John Shire is a good coach. I like him a lot. Getting to a Final Four, but say he's probably the weakest out the 4. But Todd Golden is showing why he deserves a nice payday if he hasn't gotten it. I'm not sure. After reading more about him, just an insane coaching performance. Yeah, but a guy who started his career at Iona really kind of took it to him. And as you can see here, another game where, even at the beginning of the second half, Auburn was up 9. That's a scary place to be, down 9. But the comeback ensued, and it was mainly sparked by Walter Clayton. Elijah Martin hit a clutch 3 in there, but it was Clayton. It was Clayton shooting threes, getting downhill. Every time they need a big shot, that man delivers. It's a Curry-esque run. I wasn't, present for the Curry run, really, but it's a Curry-esque run. But 12 minutes left. Auburn's up 4. Even like they traded blows for a little while. But even when the game was in doubt, like here, 4 minutes left, it's a 1-point game. Denver Jones hits a 3. It's Walter Clayton making a layup. Obviously, Janai Broome missing the free throws kind of stunk, but they just couldn't stop him. And one thing that I do want to point out here is maybe I can see. Let's look at the team stats first. Kind of Auburn obviously didn't shoot the best from 3. Not the best 3-point shooting team, though, so I think they kind of knew that. They kind of do most of their work in the paint, and, Florida turned the ball over more, but I feel as if the key was Walter Clayton, A, and B, I'm not going to say the Florida bigs were better than the Auburn bigs, but the Florida bigs hung with Janai Broome, and I think that was the key to the game. I think another one was, this is kind of a deeper analysis here, but let me know what you think. But I love doing this type of stuff, but I think that down the stretch, right, it was tough because like they had a possession here where Elijah Martin turned it over. He was being really wild, turning it over, led to a steal by Mazzara, and then Baker Mazzara turned it over. But I think here, when did Miles Kelly shoot his shot? Because, here. Elijah Martin turns it over here after Houck misses a couple free throws. And Baker Mazara had just hit a 3 to cut it to 5. Elijah Martin turns it over, and on that possession, I think the way they were guarding and the way Florida was kind of struggling, you could see Florida kind of, when the ball was not in Walter Clayton's hands, they were kind of struggling with that full court press. But Miles Kelly just did the Miles Kelly thing, and sometimes it goes in, but he just heaved a no chance 3-pointer from the corner. Houck got the board, and even though he missed here, they did have a chance, but he got a board up. Baker Mazara didn't board up. Chinyelu with a clutch rebound. But those are kind of a couple of plays. I think the game could have swung Auburn's direction, but Florida was the victors of this game. Is it Florida were or Florida was? I think Florida was. But anyway, that's the recap of this thing. Appreciate y'all. Have a safe trip home if you're traveling.